datang kembali teman-teman di Go ImpACT Podcast.
Investing with purpose.
Yes. Thank you loh by the way teman-teman selalu setia datang dan menonton Go ImpACT Podcast ini karena kami memang sengaja mendatangkan narasumber-narasumber, topik-topik yang menarik sehingga teman-teman tidak hanya bertambah ilmu, pengetahuan, tapi yang paling susah tuh perspektif.
Betul.
Right?
Dan jujur sekali Kak, dari all the episodes that we've shot, hal-hal baru yang aku sendiri pelajari tuh banyak banget.
Betul, saya juga begitu.
Dan
banyak.
harapan saya memang untuk teman-teman yang nonton Go ImpACT Podcast ini mendapatkan benefitnya juga nih,
Yes.
seperti saya sendiri.
Dan ternyata Go ImpACT Podcast ini tambah lama tambah jadi global loh.
Wow, kenapa tuh Kak?
Season 2, nah kalau yang belum nonton full season 2, ternyata ada beberapa tamu-tamu juga bukan orang Indonesia. Orang luar.
Hari ini kayaknya juga
Betul sekali.
berbeda ya Kak
Betul.
ya?
Hari ini teman-teman kita kedatangan seseorang yang sangat spesial dari yayasan yang ekstra spesial, yaitu
Mae Fah Luang Foundation dari Thailand teman-teman.
betul, sawadikap gitu ya. Ini spesialnya jadi kalau teman-teman nanti juga akan ada QR code ya, bisa di-scan, bisa ngeliat ke website yang mereka juga. Ini sebuah organisasi yang sangat luar biasa. Jadi udah 50-an tahun lebih.
Betul.
Di Thailand, mungkin di sana ada beberapa yayasan, organisasi yang udah begitu lama juga, tapi impact-nya itu loh, one of the biggest impact, and sampai hari ini pun masih berasa. Apa sih salah satu yang mereka lakukan?
Jadi teman-teman kita juga we had the opportunity ke sana nih dengan real melihat program yang mereka lakukan dan dampak yang mereka berikan kepada orang-orang di Thailand, di komunitas mereka ya. So what they do is amazing. Mereka itu ada satu development area di
Utara.
Thailand Utara, di mana mereka memberdayakan satu wilayah di mana kebanyakan dari beneficiary-nya tuh orang-orang ethnic minority gitu. Dan mereka beneran memberdayakan supaya mereka meninggalkan aktivitas atau mungkin hidup mereka yang lama yang mungkin melakukan hal-hal yang ilegal dan illicit untuk melakukan hal yang lebih berdampak dan benar untuk keluarganya.
Dan nggak nanggung-nanggung, ilegalnya itu malah dalam opium trade atau heroin. Jadi ini beberapa puluh tahun yang lalu di daerah Golden Triangle sebutannya, itu emang mereka jadi opium farmers gitu ya. Dan bagaimana yayasan ini langsung menjangkau, merangkul si komunitas lokal dan juga dengan bantuan pemerintah setempat tentunya berhasil mengalihkan ke sesuatu yang sustainable.
Right, and sekarang mereka
transformatif.
Udah di generasi keduanya nih dari keluarga-keluarga mereka sudah bantu. Jadi beneran terasa banget dampak yang mereka sudah capai ya oleh yayasan ini. Betul.
Nggak cuma itu, tapi ternyata menjadi suatu tourist destination yang sangat baik juga. Dan begitu banyak produk-produk yang dihasilkan oleh mereka. Termasuk yang kita semua suka, coffee, macadamia, baju-bajuan. Wah, pokoknya banyak
much more than that.
Yes, tapi nanti kita akan segera kembali, kita akan datangkan seorang CEO dari Mae Fah Luang Foundation ini, dan teman-teman akan dapat mendengarnya langsung dari beliau. Oke, jangan kemana-mana, kita akan segera kembali. Teman-teman, selamat datang kembali di podcast Go ImpACT.
Investing with purpose.
There we go. Baik, tadi kami sudah membocorkan ya, jadi di episode kali ini akan kedatangan tamu yang sangat spesial. Karena, kenapa spesialnya?
Semua tamu juga spesial ya kayak tentunya. Tapi yang kali ini teman-teman itu nggak dari Indonesia. Jadi dari luar negeri.
Oke, teman-teman, kita kedatangan tamu spesial dari Thailand, yaitu dari Mae Fah Luang Foundation. Artinya apa? Nanti kita dengarkan langsung dari beliau. Beliau namanya Duke. Tapi kalau di Thailand itu kan kita harus sebagai orang panggilnya Khun, yaitu Mister. Jadi Khun Duke, welcome to the show. We're very happy to have you. Sawadee. We know you're in Indonesia for only a few days, but thank you for making your time. Instead of exploring the beautiful city of Jakarta, you in our studio.
Well, this is a beautiful place. With purpose.
With purpose. With purpose. Thank you for saying that. Okay, well, please, the audience is very excited. We've primed them up for you. We've told them a little bit about and played some of your videos of what you have done, especially in the Golden Triangle. Please enlighten us.
Okay, well, we are an over 50-year-old foundation. I work for the Mae Fah Luang Foundation. We are working primarily in the northern part of Thailand. Started off trying to address the issue of opium cultivation way back when. Thailand was one of the three countries that grow and export a lot of heroin to the rest of the world, and the people were actually left without option. They have to resort to illicit crop cultivation because lack of access by government, lack of access to the basic services. So when we started the project, our goal was to move people away from illicit activities through providing them with opportunities and licit options so that they can live their lives with dignity. And then over time, we grew into social enterprise. Today, we are financially self-sustained. We are able to create many different products. Coffee and macadamia are the two products that are quite well known in Thailand internationally. We supply to other countries, and also we have our handicraft product, clothing, ready to wear, and tourists. Every year we receive between 350,000 to 500,000 visitors to visit our project area. We have a very, very beautiful garden where we employ over 1,200 workers in the communities and provide them with fair and licit option in life.
That is amazing. And this is already over 50 plus years?
Well, the foundation itself is, this year I believe is going to be 53 years old. The Doi Tung Development Project, which is our flagship project, is just about to reach 40 years.
Wow.
That's older than some of the people on this stage?
Yeah, that's true.
I guess. So if I can go back to what you said earlier at the very beginning, I think I read the motto of your foundation is to give an opportunity for people, something along that line, please.
Right. So we believe in providing people with alternatives, and we believe that nobody wants to do bad things.
That's what I read. Yes.
And they just don't have the opportunity to do good things.
Right.
And I think a lot of people may not associate with this, so I might just try to explain a little bit more. When you are out there without any kind of support, very little to get by, and you have a family to think about, you will probably do everything in your power to make sure that your family, your children has a chance to live a better life than yourself. And if that is engaging in illicit activities, back then was opium cultivation, nowadays could be drug trafficking, sex trafficking, and things like that. And you would, you have people, we've seen people doing these type of things all the time in the world. And we believe that by providing them with licit livelihood options, people will change. And that's how we can transform community, society in the long term. And that's pretty much our motto. So everywhere we go, we try to provide people with better livelihood options, ensuring that they can live a better life without having to do illegal things or do bad things.
Yeah, and in the development area, how many people or lives have Doi Tung helped throughout the years?
So in the project in Doi Tung, we work with ethnic minorities, six ethnic minorities in I think 27 villages, covering the area of about 150 square kilometers. We started off with about 15,000 people. Now we're down to about 12,000 people. And that's the main focus. We also have extension projects where we work with in other countries. We've been in Indonesia in the past, in Aceh, from 2005 to 2011. We worked in Afghanistan, where we continue to work in Myanmar. So I mean, it must have been 100,000 of families, maybe 500,000 people that we've reached.
Yeah, and I think one of the most favorite thing I have heard about Mae Fah Luang is exactly what you said. It's not that people want to do bad things, but sometimes there's no other option for them, right? And at the end of the day, all people want to do is to make sure that their loved ones are cared for, are provided for, no matter what it takes. And so what Mae Fah Luang Foundation really is doing is giving them that alternative. Is there any specific story or testimony that you remember that you can share with us that has touched your heart from the years that Duik Tung and Mae Fah Luang has been operating?
Millions of stories.
Well, I think before I get to the story, let me talk a little bit about the theme. What we're trying to do here is where we will try to look into what they're good at, their basic skills, their culture, farming practices, local craft, and what we try to bring is market access, better design, improve raw material, and the way they can better manage themselves. So it would be farm management, production facility management, and we do that through training by empowering them. So we bring in, we would call ourselves a facilitator of change. So we would try to empower communities, incentivize them through, hiring them, through increase the payment in accordance to productivity, qualities, and so on and so forth, so that in the long term, people learn new skills and are confident to use their skills to improve their quality of life. I've had a chance to visit pretty much all the projects that we have done during my time at the foundation, and I think one of the stories that I shared the most was the story that I met with an Afghan sheep owners. We were in the northern part of Afghanistan, in Balkh province near Mazar-e Sharif, near the border of Uzbekistan. And back then it was the third highest opium cultivating area in Afghanistan. And we were trying to move people away from that. And when I arrived, we were scheduled to visit the sheep farmers to see how they were doing. And I got there, it was in the middle of the desert, very, very hot. The sun was beating down. And they were there, just a whole 30 or 40 of them were there. And I walked over, I shook their hands one by one. And the first 4 or 5 handshakes was kind of just kind of feel good thing. And then after the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and so on, I started to feel the firmness of their handshakes. I started look at them deeper in the eyes and really take in their emotions. And what I found was, at that point in time, I felt like I was the richest man in the world.
Wow.
And I would say that because I genuinely feel that money can't buy that kind of appreciation.
Wow.
Right? So it's done through you earn it through transforming lives in very, very significant ways. Yeah. And I have to say that since that moment, I kind of had met my calling, and really felt what I'm doing is something that that not everyone in this lifetime will get to experience.
Wow.
That's amazing. And I think one of the key words you said earlier is empowering. So you are a change facilitator.
Facilitator of change.
Facilitator of change. All amazing words.
Yeah.
We'll have to take a quick short ad break and then we'll be back. Teman-teman jangan kemana-mana nih, ceritanya masih berlanjut karena ini keren sekali Mae Fah Luang Foundation nih, gimana mereka bisa menjalankan sebuah program yang sangat transformatif sampai ke ujungnya pun masih sampai hari ini ya, masih di track terus, masih di monitor terus, dan perubahan hidup yang terjadi di masyarakatnya, di komunitas lokalnya itu betapa nyata, betapa real ya. Ini jadi sangat terharu gitu. Jadi jangan kemana-mana, kita akan segera kembali.
Selamat datang kembali teman-teman ke Go Impact Podcast. Hari ini kami masih ditemani oleh special guest kita dari Thailand, Khun Duke dari Mae Fah Luang Foundation. Dan tadi kita udah ngomong banyak banget ya Kak ya tentang the amazing program that they've been doing in Thailand. But obviously we still have more questions to ask. So Khun Duke, I would ask again, you mentioned before that you're working in a special development project area in northern Thailand, right? And I would assume in your first time working with them, it would have not been easy to gain their trust and having them to set aside what they've been doing with the opium trading and to venture into this new idea of a more sustainable, a more legal way of doing business and doing life. Can you share a little bit about your experience?
Okay, well, due to our very, very tight time frame, I would just try to summarize my 20 plus year experience with regards to trust, so that I'll just digest it. When you talk about trust, I think the important thing is not to differentiate the meaning of trust when it comes to local community or when it comes to friends or when it comes to family. I think the underlying principle of someone earning trust from someone is pretty much the same. So when you want to learn about it, then I think you have to personalize it. You have to look back in terms of what's your own process of trusting someone, and then you have to then reverse that into behavior. And when working with the community, for example, I would trust someone if they are reliable, always there for me. Someone who speaks the truth, who wants nothing in return for themselves, but the best for me. And I think that's the main characteristic that you should have when engaged the community. So you're not there to win them over, but you're there to say or to think or to help what you think is best for them. You don't want anything in return. And you don't come in, 2 or 3 days a week. You're always there. You're on call. You're there when they needed you. Right? You don't need to be there to celebrate with them, but I think you need to be there to help them overcome things. And the important thing about trust is they don't over rely on you. Yeah. So you need to teach them on how to do it, and sometimes you will do it for them so that they get the feelings of how it's done, and then you need to gradually allow them to also do it themselves. So it's that kind of relationship that you need to learn yourself before engage with the community.
Yeah, wow.
And it takes time, obviously. It doesn't happen overnight, right?
Trust, no, of course, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes consistency.
Yes.
Right? So yes, you're very, very right.
I think you told us once, not today, but in trying to get them to move away from opium, obviously it was a very lucrative business model that they get the money from for their families and children. You work closely with the government of Thailand and managed to somehow convert them to other legal products like coffees and macadamias. Did that come with the support of the government, like incentives or subsidies?
Well, obviously, I think what the community needs is time. So we always have a phrase that we say, it may not be right, but can it not be wrong?
Okay.
I think that is the gray period where you have to allow time for people to think, to decide, to try for themselves. When it comes to illicit drugs, I think we have had support from the Thai government to allow this to be a sandbox where we can we have time to move people away from illicit activities. And also, when you look at it on the community side, it's about risk management. It could be lucrative, but the risk is also very high. You lose a member of your family in jail for 10 years, 20 years, sometime life. And that, to me, is also a very, very risky part, right? If you can provide something that is close to, doesn't have to be more than, then it would be enough sometimes is enough enough incentive for people to move away from that, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the kind of relationship that you have to create.
And it's a no-brainer because again, you're moving them out of the illegal stuff, you're empowering their families, children get access to education.
Right.
We've read
And
about your scholarship programs.
Don't forget the dignity part.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right? When you live in fear and you live in open with dignity, doing something that is right? So I think that's also helps reinforce them. I always say, again, we need to build something for them to lose. If people who have nothing to lose will just do things that are reckless, they can go back to do illegal things whenever they want because they have nothing to lose.
Yes.
But when they have something to lose, they have reputation, hard-earned achievements, right? Future for their kids. These are things for them to lose. That keeps them on track, on the right track.
That's amazing. Now, you're also saying that obviously in the 50 plus years of Mae Fah Luang Foundation, you're trying to pivot now. Can you tell us more about the pivot and the future, what we can expect to hear from this amazing organization?
Well, I think we certainly do have knowledge in sustainable development. But in the past, we might be associated closely with other, with community and with government and international organizations. What we like to do now is to utilize what we know and try to help private sector to transform. We are now faced with issues of climate change, biodiversity loss, and what we do is pretty much right up that alleyway. So what we're trying to do now is to see how we can make the knowledge that we have more applicable to the corporates and allow them to meet their net zero target, allow them to decarbonize their footprint, allow them to be better engage community, to create better ESG score or whatnot. So these are, I think, these are the future for the foundation.
Tell our viewers how many ways can you recycle the macadamia nut shell?
Well, we basically look at regenerative agriculture, and we are looking at using everything, right? So from the husk, it goes to become fertilizer. The shell we use to reduce the use of LPG in our ceramic production because the shell can burn at a very, very high temperature. We turn some of them into coal. So we can use for cooking as well. The macadamia itself, from the different sizes, are turned into different kinds of product, from cookie all the way to macadamia spread, and to
we tried the spread.
The chocolate covered.
It was fantastic, and I think one of the things that blew my mind, because we actually had the opportunity to visit the Doi Tung a couple months back, and the level of creativity and innovativeness that the Mae Fah Luang Foundation has breathed into the Doi Tung development area is, wow, fantastic. I can't even describe it.
So if you want to go to Doi Tung, please sign up here. I'm just kidding. We'll organize a travel package.
You should put the QR code down, right?
But for sure, apabila teman-teman lagi ada rencana nih ya ke Thailand, make sure to stop by in Chiang Rai. That's northern part of Thailand.
Bukan Chiang Mai.
Bukan Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai. Chiang Rai.
Yes, ke Doi Tung Development Project, ketemu sama Khun Duke. And him, maybe not him, but his team will make sure you get looked after properly, and it's an amazing place for sure.
But perhaps, Khun Duke, the last question that we have for you today is for the viewers who perhaps are looking to do some good within their community, within their career, or whatever it may be. Maybe some of them are just starting out. Some of them may be already in their later age and wanting to give back to the community. For those people, is there something that you can share, like words of wisdom, to how they can perhaps start? Because it is there are no limit to the issues that we all face, right? And there's only so much things that we can do personally. But perhaps you who have been in this sector for years and years and years.
Another way to phrase that question, if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently? Like knowing now the priorities and the steps
knowing
which
what you
work,
know
which not really.
Okay. Well, I think the most important thing is to start. The work that we do is not something that many people are doing. I consider our work cutting edge. We're always slightly ahead of other people. So the walking is important, and the continuing in continuing your journey is also very important. Along the way, you will learn what is right, what is not. The point is to use your experience and polish yourself into a more refined gemstones, or a better human being. It's the pursuit that matters for me, not necessarily the outcomes, because sometimes there are certain things that you can control, and there are certain things that you can't. Mm-hmm. What I like to ask myself is, I don't like to have what if scenario, and I like to do everything in my power so that I don't have to go back and relive the what if part. And it's a journey. It's a very, very long journey. But you have to understand that you're not alone, and you can't fix everything. And after a while of walking, you will realize that it's a journey of self-improvement. Because the people who walk on this path are, I would say, unique character, and in the end, you want to be a better version of yourself than you were when you started your journey. So good luck.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I mean, initially you want to hear more about Mae Fah Luang Foundation and Doitung, and now our viewers get pearls of wisdom from yourself to just start and keep pursuing the journey, right? Stay on the path. Nice. Sam, anything else you want to hear from Khun Duke?
Outline is to just start and no regrets. And I really like what you said about it's not about the outcome, but it's about the journey and improving yourself. And along the way, you'll find the answers that you've been looking for. But thank you again, Khun Duke, for coming all the way from Thailand.
If I say that right.
Yes, you're spot on.
Thank you for coming all the way from
Yes.
Thailand. I know you had a very busy schedule in Jakarta and Indonesia, but you made the very short time to appear to us and to talk to our viewers. So again, thank you, and we wish you all the best with what you're doing with the foundation.
Thank you.
And no doubt we will be seeing each other again.
Yes, thank you for having me. I hope that this is not the only trip in Jakarta. I hope to return. I hope to return here again soon.
Absolutely. That's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you very much.
Teman-teman, terima kasih telah bergabung kembali di podcast Go Impact kali ini. Kami yakin teman-teman juga merasakan manfaatnya dan sangat terpesona seperti kami pun, hostnya terpesona. Ada QR code di bawah seperti biasa, bisa dicek ke websitenya Mae Fah Luang Foundation. Dan juga, tadi bercanda tapi beneran loh, kalau misalnya mau ke Thailand, mau jalan-jalan, itu harus lihat, itu harus sedikit out of place, bukan di Bangkok tourist area, bukan di Chiang Mai Pattaya, tapi wow, itu pelajaran, liburannya bukan hanya yang relax, tapi mendapatkan sesuatu ilmu juga tentang sustainability, tentang bagaimana learning dan seeing first hand bagaimana mereka yang they don't want to be bad, but they just don't have the opportunity to be good. Hey, I can work for you now. I know the motto.
And the best time to come is in October to February.
Oh, October to February.
Which is what season?
Would be winter season.
Winter season. So it's cooler, it's not too hot in the garden.
It's hot, but it's less hot.
Oh, and the garden's beautiful.
The garden is...
bunga-bunganya, warna-warninya.
They do it well.
They do it really well.
For sure.
Oke teman-teman, sayang sekali udah habis lagi waktunya dengan episode Go Impact kali ini. Terima kasih untuk Khun Duke dari Mae Fah Luang Foundation yang sudah menemani kita. Tentunya minggu depan kita akan kembali lagi dengan episode dan narasumber yang pasti sangat menarik dengan topik yang seru juga. Jadi jangan kemana-mana dan nantikan selalu. Sampai jumpa.